Hello everyone, it's Brandon here again for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of medication in bipolar disorder. Now, it's very common for people with bipolar disorder to go off of their medication once they start feeling good again. And there's some rationale behind that. A lot of these medications that you're going to be prescribed or that are going to be prescribed for you to treat your condition aren't going to be fun medications to take. Sometimes they might make you feel like a zombie or emotionless, or they might make you depressed, or even some of the medications might make you manic. That's what a lot of antidepressants do. And medication for bipolar disorder is really very complex. No person or no two people are going to be the same as far as what medications they take or they need. Just because the medication dosage that you need at one point in your cycle of between like mania and depression will be different than at another point in your cycle. And I've been lucky to have, a certain like 3-year period where I didn't have any manic episodes and I was able to be on a very low dosage of just one medication. But recently I've had a manic episode that was severe enough to where I needed to take like 10 times as much medication as normal just to keep my symptoms down. And when you're feeling normal, it's really tempting to think, oh, I don't need this medication at all. But really, one of the things that makes you stable if you're a person with bipolar disorder is the proper dosage of medications. Now, there are people out there who do manage their symptoms without medication, but some of us might not really have that opportunity. Our symptoms might be severe enough to where we really do need that help of medication. In my own experience, for about 2 months, I was having really strong manic symptoms, and it wasn't until they gave me a pretty high dosage of lithium, it wasn't until that my symptoms actually came down and I was normal again. But really, as soon as that came, I went into depression because I quit taking one of my antidepressants. I spoke to my doctor, the person who prescribes my medications, about this change. I wanted to get off of the antidepressants because I know they can trigger mania and trigger quicker cycling, so I decided to go off of that. And I kind of got kicked in the face as soon as I did that because just a day or two later, once that medication level started to go back down, I experienced I experienced depressive symptoms. And it wasn't until I had seen the person who prescribes my meds again and talked again with them to make a few more adjustments and tweaks to my medication, going off of one and starting another and lowering the dosage of another. It's all really kind of complicated, but it wasn't until I had that help from the person who prescribes my meds to adjust them to where I could start feeling normal again and wasn't in that depression. And it's just so difficult for us people with bipolar disorder or other people with mental health disorders. We really do have an extra challenge in life because our mood just dictates so much of our lives. It really can change everything. If you're in a little bit of a manic state, everything can seem perfect and all right and great, and you could be having intense euphoria. Or if you're in just even a mild depression, everything that you normally have interest in could just not really do anything for you anymore. You might not really experience much pleasure at all at living life. And that's very sad. In both cases, what we're really seeing here is there's just a difference in the way that our brains are firing. And if this isn't managed, we're going to have problems. And one thing that I found out recently, I was really interested to see, manic episodes actually cause brain damage. So it's very important that you limit the amount of manic episodes because you really might never come back to normal. But there is hope for those of us who have experienced severe manic episodes there's something known as neuroplasticity. And that is basically saying that your brain has the ability to rewire itself and regenerate itself if the right conditions are present. And typically the right conditions are, well, you have to not be manic anymore, because you got to stop the damage first before you can start to heal. But the brain does have a very amazing and wonderful ability to heal itself and regenerate itself. It's kind of a unique organ in that way. And of course, the brain is very important for us. It pretty much dictates all of our experience. We experience everything through the lens of this organ, the brain. So it's important to make sure that it's in tip-top shape. And that's why we have to stay on our medication. And again, it's very tempting to go off of it once you're out of a depressive state or once you think that your mania is controlled. But going off of medication just means that you're going to be more susceptible to another episode, whether that be manic or depressive. And both of them have a host of negative things that come along with them. And a lot of good things can come with both of them as well. If you're in a depressive state, you might get a lot of rest and restorative time that your body needs to come back to normal. Or if you're manic, you might just experience a lot of beauty in life and a lot of intense euphoria and just feelings that normal people aren't lucky enough to experience. But we have to remember that when we're in these intense experiences, whether it be on the manic side or to the depressive side, that these are intense changes that are happening to our brains. And if we aren't careful, we might end up sustaining damage that will not be able to be changed in the future very easily, even though neuroplasticity is possible. It's not like it's something that you can easily control. And that's why we've got to be careful. So I've said a decent amount in this video about why it's important to take medications. I've talked a little bit about my own experience. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Check out my other videos. I've got a wide range of things covered in them. And yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. Have a good day.